What is up, everyone? Let me get my headphones in here, Nicole, so I can hear you. You there, Nicole? All right, you there? Nicole? Can't hear you, Nicole.
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, there you are. Okay, now I got you. Okay. We're always rough at the beginning. We're like, can you hear me now? Like that. You remember those commercials, Nicole?
Yeah, that guy now no longer works for that company. We won't talk about the fact that another company got him, but whatever.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Hello, everyone. How's it going? I'm Blake Rexroad, along with
Nicole Wright. Hi.
And today we're going to talk about, I think, economic development and businesses, right, Nicole?
We are.
All right, awesome.
It's exciting. And we're going to wing it today like we kind of did last week because, I mean, the last couple of weeks that's really worked for us.
I know. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Jean. Hey, Wendy. Hello. And we have around 30 viewers right now. So hopefully share this video, get more people involved with our live broadcasts, the one-stop shop to engage with City Hall, ask us questions. We don't always know the answer, but we try our best. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? Again, share this video right now, get some more people watching, help us spread the message about what's happening in the city of Weatherford, and help us grow together, learn together to build a strong community. And that way everyone is represented, and we can learn together about who we are as a community. Hey, y'all. Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Tammy. Thanks for joining
Tammy's
us.
First-time watcher. All right.
Hey.
Welcome. Awesome. Cool. All right. Nicole was in a meeting, so I didn't get a chance to chat with her. Do you want me to start it off, or what do you want to do?
I mean, I'm good to wing it. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I know what all the slides say, so I'm ready to go for whatever.
All right. Well, as always, resources. Let's go full screen here for you all. All right. Resources. Hey, Deborah. How's it going? Deborah at the Chamber of Commerce. How's it going? Deborah brought us some great snacks last week. Ice cream.
And actually, the next day was ice cream sandwich day. How weird. Deborah, did you know that, or are you just that good? Like, it had to have been planned.
Yeah, it had to have. She's fantastic, though. And her son, we had a chance to work with her son a couple of years ago. And I won't say his name. I don't know if she wants me to tell her family members' names on Facebook Live, but her son is fantastic as well. And we had a chance to visit and talk about her son. So it was good times to catch up. All right. So resources that we have, weatherfordtx.gov is our main hub of information. That's where you can watch city council meetings, all of our boards and commission meetings as well. Agendas are posted there. And of course, each department has a webpage where they let out information about events or street repairs, construction, so forth and so forth. So for all of your basically city business, weatherfordtx.gov is the best resource, followed by experienceweatherford.com, which is our tourism website. That's where you can learn about all the events happening in the city. And not just that, anyone is free, as long as it's inside the city limits, to submit an event for free to be on our listing. And we have a lot of organizations that post their events there, so you know everything that's happening in Weatherford as far as quality of life and entertainment. Then we have our economic development website, chooseweatherford.com. If you're a developer watching, that's a great resource for you all. Or if you're looking to bring your business to Weatherford, that's a great resource as well. And then we have heritagesquareweatherford.com, which is our downtown website detailing the project. That's kind of in the planning phases right now for downtown Weatherford. So some great resources there that you can check out when we're not live on Facebook. You can always go there. All right, I'm reading the comments here. Awesome.
I'm just replying back to everyone.
I see Melissa wants snacks over at Old City Hall. Melissa's great. She needs snacks. Maybe we should take her some snacks, Nicole.
We should take her some snacks.
All right, moving on. Let me get my... Why don't you go ahead and talk about the apps, Nicole?
Okay, cool. So the first one we're talking about is our My Weatherford. And if you guys don't know, on our website and on the My Weatherford app, you can access our GIS interactive web maps. And I love those. You guys, you can filter it out to see when your brush pickup day is, when sanitation is, what school, like where the school boundary lines, if you're in city limits. So if you're not sure, you can check that out. You can filter out parks and where the nearest fire department is. There's all of that really cool information. And then inside that interactive web map, also linked with our animal shelter, you can check for where lost pets are, like where we find missing pets or where pets are picked up at. You can check all of our great amenities. It's like, so the app is a one-stop shop. We always push the My Weatherford app, but I really think that not enough people take advantage of or have knowledge of our web map. So if you guys can all take a minute to check it out. So not only can you put in tickets, adopt pets, pay bills, you can actually check out all of the resources that we have to offer as a city. And then Experience Weatherford is going to be like the website that Blake was just saying. We've done a lot of updates to it. You guys check it out. You can actually search nearby food. So it's great for locals or for people who are visiting from out of town. So you can actually search and see what's closest to you. You can filter out by type of food or just search all of the places in the city. I think it's a really cool app, so you guys should check that out. Not only can you check out all those events that Blake was talking about earlier, but you can book your room. There's so many things. You can do the historic walking, driving tour. That's on there, and it'll actually take you through. You can take you through step by step the different buildings and give you a brief history on those buildings. It's a really cool app. So our first rumor control of this show is for Barnes & Noble. We have heard a lot of rumors about it. Right now, there's nothing in the works. We'd love to see them come. So really quick economic development spill. If you guys have a business that you're wanting to come, the best thing you can do as a resident or as a citizen or consumer is to reach out to them and let them know that there's a want here. And then they will reach out to economic development. Shout out to Kristen, who's watching, and they will find out all the information on why they should, and all businesses should, be here in Weatherford, and then it'll go from there. But the best thing you can do is reach out to them. So if they are a corporate company like Barnes & Noble, you'd reach out to their corporate and let them know that there's a want. If they're a smaller mom and pop shop, you can reach out to them directly and say, hey, I really think there's a want and a need for you in Weatherford. And that's kind of how you can kick that up.
So some comments. Tammy, no Outback. Sorry, no Outback Steakhouse. I'm reading comments. Oh, my wife is watching. She says that Barnes &
Noble is closing. You know, I have heard that. I have heard that some of their stores are closing, but I've also been at events, not just networking events, but events in general in town here, and people there's a big rumor that they're going to go up somewhere in town. And not that I checked with planning and zoning, I checked with economic development. Not that we know. We'd love to see bookstores and stuff like that coming, but not right now.
All right, another comment from Homer. Here, we'll show our faces for a second. Hello.
Hi.
Homer, I'm going to attempt to pronounce his name. Dogus. If I got that right, Homer, let me know. If I didn't get it right, let me know. So in regard, you have an inquiry about the striping going around the east and west areas of the courthouse. So all of the roadways that currently go around the courthouse, those are managed by TxDOT. We do not have jurisdiction over those roads. So TxDOT would be the resource that you would want to need to reach out to in regard to striping those. So those are managed by them. We do not control those roadways. So be sure to check out maybe their website and contact their office, Homer, and let them know of your concerns, and they can probably help you out. All right. How about, trying to catch up on comments here, how about new housing additions in 1/3 acre lots? Lots of questions from the newbie. Someone's walking in my office. It's Brad Burnett, our assistant city manager. You want to say hello, Brad?
Hey.
It's always a fun time here. I'm trying to understand your question, Tammy. Give me more clarification. I'm trying to follow you.
Hold on, I was replying.
Do what, Nicole?
I was replying.
You were? You're good?
Maybe okay. We need to mass. She's talking about mass calls. They're corporate.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Okay. Sam's
how
Club.
about new
So
housing?
Kay Curry commented, we need a Sam's Club. So there was a lot of rumors that we were getting a Sam's Club for a while. We have not been contacted by Sam's. I will tell you that we have been contacted by Costco many years ago. Costco's business model is that they like to build around existing shopping centers. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough land in close proximity to our existing shopping centers. So that's kind of limited their abilities to come to Weatherford. But again, the best thing is for everyone that's watching, if you want a Sam's, contact them and let them know that you're a resident here, and say, hey, we want you here in Weatherford and we want to spend money with you. So that goes a long way, more than us reaching out to them. All right. Did we catch up on everything, Nicole?
I think we did.
Okay.
Most of them are just people asking about remote control. We do have some more throughout the show, and I have a long list of them. So as people are asking about businesses, we check to see if they're coming or not, and then we either add them to remote control or we don't. It kind of just depends on if there's merit to it or not. And then Melissa says hi to Brad. So I don't know if Brad's still in your office.
No, he left. Brad left. The assistant city manager left. So he was bringing back.
Melissa, will tell him you said hi, though.
Yeah, we'll tell him. Okay, moving along, economic development. So this is kind of a fun, economic development is very interesting to me, and it's a complicated process, I guess, right? Would you say that, Nicole?
I would, yeah.
So basically what we do is get an understanding of the market. Everything's a free market. So a lot of comments I've seen lately floating around on social media in relation to Weatherford is, why are we trying to be Dallas-Fort Worth? I moved out here to have acreage and get away from it all. So one thing to keep in mind is people are moving westward. And I always joke around that you don't really have to fill out an application to go live in any community. I can pack up and go move to Fort Worth, or I could go move to Houston, buy a property, buy a house, rent an apartment, so forth and so forth. I don't have to fill out an application. I just move. And so having grown up around the Weatherford area throughout my life, Weatherford is completely different than when it was when I was 5 years old. So it's a natural process. Growth is a natural process. And what happens is when people move, businesses go, that's where my market is. I'm going to build a store. So across the city, we've always had, commercial zones, residential zones. So there's certain areas of the city that are commercial zones where a business can locate or relocate to here in Weatherford. One of the other concerns that we get is, why are we not developing on the north end of town compared to the interstate? Again, it's a free market. So if a business is interested in Weatherford, we will give them the information to help them make a decision. But we can't make them build in a commercial zone on the north end of town. We can't make them build in a commercial zone on the south end of town. It's a free market. So just pretend that if you had a business, where would you want your business to be? You want it to be where you're going to make money the most. That's just a fact of life. So it's a very economic development from a city perspective. We're here to assist if they're interested in coming to Weatherford. So what we do is our research here at the city, and we know that we have a primary trade area and a secondary trade area. And I'm looking to my left because I'm looking at my slides as we talk. And I'll bring up, let's do this, Nicole.
It's actually fun because part of the way that we found out this information is from phones.
That's right. Exactly. So we have a primary trade area, which is composed of around 190,000 people that shop here 3 to 5 times a week. And then we have our secondary trade area, which is 360,000 people. And those individuals typically shop 1 to 2 times a week or a couple of times per month in Weatherford. So how do we know that information? Cell phones. My cell phone's plugged in right now. Hold your phone up, Nicole. Yeah.
Hey.
So every phone, whether you turn it off or not, has GPS enabled in some form or fashion. And so what happens is that information gets collected, consultants buy that data, and then cities like Weatherford and all cities in Texas work with these consultants that tell us to a T what, not names, but where phones are coming from shopping in Weatherford. So that's how we get that data, and I'll show it to you, our primary trade area. So we know that people have come, a considerable sample portion have come from this zone, our primary trade area. And they come as far west as Lone Camp, Santo area. As far east as Loop 820 in Fort Worth, as far north as Poolville, as far south as Granbury area. So that's the primary trade area. Mind you, those are the people that shop 3 to 5 times per week. So what is good about this for our citizens here in Weatherford? Well, that is sales tax. So your citizens aren't necessarily paying, it's not all based on property tax. Individuals coming from outside the city limits of Weatherford are buying goods here, which is sales tax. And our sales tax is doing really, really well in the last few years, several years for that matter. And that helps pay for things like streets and improvements, water lines, so forth and so forth. So there are benefits to economic development for our residents. Now, our secondary trade area is a little bit bigger. And mind you, this zone is composed of 360,000 people that shop 1 to 2 times a week or a couple of times per month. And those individuals come as far west as Cisco, as far south as Stephenville, as far north as Graham, and as far east, a little bit inside Loop 820. So we know for a fact that people are coming from those areas based off of that GPS data that we have gotten. I'll let you do rumor control.
Rumor control. No Torchy's Tacos right now. Again, we'd love to see businesses come in, but nothing right now.
And I am reading comments as you were doing that. Kay, you commented about, yes, do they not like that they are putting too many homes on well water? We will run out at the rate they are building. Heard a rumor that north of town wells already have water issues. So let's do this. So Kay, what you're referring to is outside the city limits of Weatherford. The city of Weatherford, our water supply is strong. So we have Lake Weatherford, and then we have a pipeline that runs to Lake Benbrook for secondary in cases of drought, and we can pump water from there. So back in the 60s, I want to say, it could have been earlier, we had very progressive, forward-thinking leaders that went to Washington, D.C. to help make that happen with the help of Speaker Jim Wright, and he was from Weatherford. And so we have a very strong water supply. In regards to wells, that's outside the city limits of Weatherford. So we don't have any jurisdiction if it's outside of our ETJ zone, which is our extraterritorial jurisdiction. So water supply in Weatherford, very strong, no concerns there. We are working on taste and odor concerns. And we have some projects. Phase 1 is complete. Phase 2 we're working on now, but we typically talk about that. We'll talk about that next week. But keep that in mind. Wells is not applicable to the city of Weatherford because we have a strong water supply with Lake Weatherford and then our secondary source, Lake Benbrook as well. Did you get Torchy's Taco?
I did.
Okay.
We're good to go into planning and zoning.
Oh, and Kristen made a comment. So Kristen Puegas is over our economic development. And it adds jobs to the community as well. So not just ways for us to shop, but it adds jobs as well. All right. You want to take over this, Nicole?
Sweet, yeah. So for planning and zoning, guys, Victron Convenience Store, which I have a picture of the location that it will be in. Cup approved, waiting on construction to begin there. And I drove by last week. I believe it was like Monday or Tuesday. I don't really remember, but I drove by and we were still waiting on construction to begin. The Wash House, which is going to be on Santa Fe near the First National Bank location, Cup and plans approved. Construction is progressing. I haven't gotten a picture of that. I'll see if I can't get a picture before the next economic development show. And then Blue Beacon, Cup approved, plans being reviewed, which will take us into building and permits. And shout out to Melissa for helping us with all of this stats and information again. Beefmasters, which will be at 509 North Main Street. Permits were issued earlier in May and construction is progressing. Then over at Blue Stripe Oil and Lube at 1515 South Main Street. Permit application has been submitted and is in the review process right now. Grand Adventure is approved, project progressing, and permits were first issued in May. So that's really exciting. Grand HTO, the old building has been demolished. That's going in where Wild Bears used to be. Thank you, Melissa. I saw that you got that. going in where that used to be. Permit for application for a new building has been submitted, and we are waiting on updated information to be returned for anything to progress there. Martin Drive Medical Center, which will be at 1713 Martin Drive, the permit has been issued. And then Tropical Smoothie Cafe is open. I do have pictures later because I did swing by there and I have tried some things. It's delicious. So we do have pictures.
Wait. You went without inviting me, Nicole?
You weren't here. I went on my way in from the gym, and it was the day that you weren't here. I know.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, you were here because you saw the smoothie. You were in a meeting that morning.
That's upsetting. I'm very upset.
You saw.
We need to talk after this live broadcast, okay?
Okay, we'll get over it. It's fine. Extra note from Development and Neighborhood Services. Guys, they do have mosquito dunks available at Old City Hall. That address for you guys is 119 Palo Pinto Street for city residents. It is in the first floor, so when you walk in, it is immediately to the right. Don't go upstairs. It is first floor downstairs. Hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Bring proof of residency and a photo ID. So you guys check it. I just saw Kristen's comment. I just got a little distracted. I'm loving it. You guys check it out. If you don't know what a mosquito dunk is, it's these little donut things that you put in standing water. It does not 100% prevent mosquito, but it does prevent them from continuing to have babies and the larvae from growing. So you guys check out those mosquito junks. It's a great service that we have here at the city right now. So while supplies last, check it out. Get yourself.
Okay. I feel like I'm getting so many opportunities to pick on you. Did you say having babies?
Yes, I did. Because I couldn't think of the word. Who's wrong with it? I'm gonna roll with it. I have no problems with what I said. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna stand my ground.
I'm sorry, I had to call you out on that. That was
okay. Well, that's fine. You guys pick up mosquito dunks. You guys go pick them up. They are free if you live in the city limits. Again, bring proof of residency and a photo ID.
All right.
And that'll take us into other projects. Oh, so also shout out to Development Neighborhood Services. They've got the corridor cleanup, which is along North and South Main, and then Palo Pinto Street and Fort Worth Highway. So it's basically our main fairways coming into town, and it will focus mainly on like the rubbish and garbage, unlawful accumulation, high weeds and grass, outside storage, flag and sign and banner signs, illegal temporary signs, parking on unimproved surfaces. Basically, they're making sure that Weatherford stays beautiful. You guys all understand that we are a beautiful community, and we just want everyone to be able to take pride in every inch of our town. So that's what we're going through, and it is already underway. It is expected to continue through the rest of 2019 and expand into 2020. So we're really excited about that project. So this is where Go Locos Tacos is going to be. I'm never in the right lane when I take pictures, so.
I think that means that you're speeding.
No, that I'm actually sitting at a red light right there. Thank you. I'm just in the left lane rather than the right lane.
You said it.
I said I'm never in the right lane when I pass that.
Which implies you're speeding.
It does not. It implies that I'm in the left lane because I need to be in the left lane.
I'm going to quit picking on you.
Okay, you're just mad because everyone was picking on you.
Right.
So this was updates for Grand Adventure as far as July 16th. So you can see the building and some of the dirt right there is hiding some of the progress behind it, actually. So the dirt that's up on their fence line kind of hides some of the progress that's going on behind and actually down lower behind.
And I drove by in the last couple of days, and they're actually starting to put like the rock work. There's like a rock that covers that tin, so it won't look like that. So there's like a, what do they call it? Is it facade? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
So that's going up right now. So it looks like it's going to be a really, really nice building.
I figured by the time we hit the next economic development, it'll be ready to go.
Okay. Oh, it's the location that I didn't get.
Yes, it is the Tropical Smoothie Cafe. They are all super sweet in there. You guys go check them out. They've got wraps, they've got sandwiches, they've got salads, they've got breakfast and lunch food, smoothies all day. So I wanted to do this for you guys. Yeah.
I like it. I'm going to have to go by there. Yeah, Melissa, you might have to send us to our rooms. We can't get along.
Probably. I mean, we're already in our respective rooms.
I know, right?
Obviously not stopping it.
I want to do a rumor control.
Yeah.
Rumor control.
See, you nailed it.
I nailed it. No Safeway. I've never been in a Safeway. Have you been in a Safeway?
I have. They're in other states. I don't know why that one came up, but I had 3 people that were swearing that we were getting a Safeway. So I said, you know what?
We're not getting
rumor control.
Yeah. Is it like Albertsons Kroger?
Yes and no.
Okay. Like an Aldi?
I'm trying to think. Yeah,
Okay.
it'd be more like a Kroger or a Tom Thumb. I was trying to think. There's another one that's really popular in Florida that it's really similar to. It would be like an Albertsons, Kroger, Tom Thumb.
Okay. Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah.
So current non-residential projects. Let me get this. There we go. This is basically a map that shows you the commercial projects across the community. Quite a bit, actually. I think I often forget when I'm driving around, Nicole. Like, just because you don't see it like one block after the other. And then you look at a map like this, and there's a lot going on. So a lot of commercial projects going on. And we've talked about a couple of those already. These next couple of slides, or this next slide is residential projects, so housing. A lot going on across the city. So I think this shows like it's evident, again, talking about growth and how it's just a natural occurring process. When you have more housing coming in, that means people are moving here, developers are coming here. So you're going to see more of that. All right, and this is our location at City Hall. I think we need to look at comments, Nicole. I haven't been able to
Yeah, I
address them
actually
yet.
pinned Kristen's comment. So that was in reply to Claudia earlier, saying that the city should do more to encourage actual companies to come and set up here with middle-class jobs. And so basically, and her comment continues, but basically Kristen came back and kind of explained a little bit more of like economic development stuff. Like we spend a good amount of time pitching Weatherford to those companies that provide what we would be calling primary jobs, which is exactly what Claudia was referring to. That there's a little difference when you're going after these companies, but we do generate consistent leads from the Texas Governor's Office and the Dallas Regional Chamber, and they're contacted by companies that are looking at DFW. Basically, what she's saying is we're always doing our job and trying to bring businesses in. The whole point of us doing rumor control is to kind of mitigate the fact that rumors do like to take off easily. And also, if there's a business that you're really wanting to see, and there's a lot of people that are wanting it, have you guys reach out to the businesses too? That kind of.
Well, I think what's interesting too, and one thing that I've learned just working with Kristen, and James Hotop, he's our deputy city manager. They work together on a lot of economic development things. I didn't realize how economic development can be such a slow process. And when I say slow, I mean 2 years is a quick amount of time when it comes to economic development, a very quick amount of time. But to most people, 2 years is a long time. But when you're talking about big commercial projects or big industrial projects, 2 years is a very short amount of time. So, we're talking right now, hey, contact these companies if you want them to come to Weatherford, but you're still looking at, it could be 2 years until they actually are able to build a location. So there's land acquisition, building the actual infrastructure. And that's not just the building, that includes, sewer, water, gas, et cetera, et cetera. So it's quite the process. And so I think it seems like we're growing really, really fast. But that's because some of the things that you're seeing now potentially could have started 2 years ago, and you just weren't aware of that. So I think it's interesting. Economic development really intrigues me. Gene, you talked about why did I have to give my social security number for trash bags? I can ask utility billing.
I just sent him a message.
Did you send them a message to find out? Okay. My guess is probably to look up your account because you're eligible for, and I don't know how it works, but you get
bags thrown twice a year.
Yeah.
And then you can buy up to 2 additional bags each 6 months.
Yeah. So like I bought bags, and I think it's $6? I think I bought a roll of bags.
$6 a roll.
Yeah. They're great. They're great trash bags. Have you bought some, Nicole?
I have not. However, I've heard people rave about them.
They're great. All right, let's see. Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
have used them. We have used them for department projects. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's cool.
Yes, like Melissa said, development takes time, especially if there's a non-existing structure. It is easier if they find a building when they come into town, but for the most part, most of those jobs that Claudia was referring to are probably going to be build jobs.
Yeah. How is the redevelopment of Soldier Springs Park? I cannot talk. Soldier Springs Park. Very well. I don't know if you've had a chance to go over there lately, Sheila, but it's amazing. It's really nice. So go check it out. I think I don't know I think they're close to completing it. If they haven't already, I'm not sure, but I've seen pictures. It looks really, really nice.
And to follow up really quickly on the trash bags, it's just the easiest way, and it's the last four. It's just to confirm the customer, because we do have a bag limit for roll limit for every year. It's their way to confirm that you do have an account.
Yeah. How long is construction on North Main scheduled? So we typically talk about that. We'll talk about that next week.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think it's appropriate that we answer your question right now. Do you have the charts, Nicole, of when that should be complete on the middle process or the middle lanes? I can look them up real quick.
I had them in the slideshow last week.
Here, let's do this.
I think they might be in the PowerPoint for next week. I was going to pull it up.
Let me bring all of my stuff over here. I'm trying to bring this up for you all.
Yes, it's in the slideshow from last week, and it should be on slide 14.
Okay. Let me jump there real quick.
However, the water side was not updated yet.
Okay. Slide 14.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. This is what you need. There we go. All right. Here, let's do this so everyone can see at home or on the go. Where am I at here? I got too many things up, Nicole. Now
I'm going to send you a link if you want to the.
No, I got it. We're good.
Okay.
So this is the schedule. Today is the 6th. And this chart is kind of like the projected. They're pretty well on schedule. I haven't heard of any major delays. So right now it looks like the 1400 block is where they're at. And that should be complete. That sanitary sewer line is looking to be complete by September 13th. And
they're paving between 5th Street and 6th Street this week. And then they'll be replacing the sewer from 6th to 7th. And if you guys remember, we talked about that it was going to be from Front Street all the way to 8th Street. So that tells you guys we're pretty far on that. And then once they are done with the sewer, we'll go back in and do the water lines, which will be the outside lanes in both directions, one block at a time. So it'll move in a similar fashion, and then it'll be repaved. The whole road will be repaved. But right now, the patch job is just to make it drivable, so that way we're not completely shutting down the road. But it will be. We'll continue to work on that as it goes.
But to answer your main question, Crystal, it looks like October is when that should be complete.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that answers your question. Hopefully. You're welcome, Gene. I don't see any more comments. Good engagement today. People with questions. I like it. Don't you, Nicole?
I do. I appreciate it. And we try, like I said, we always try to get to all of the questions.
Like Nicole's over there. Nicole is over there messaging other departments while we're talking to you all to get answers.
If you see me looking down, just know I'm probably reading or replying to comments.
Yeah. All right, Kay. Sorry, had to log off for a second. We are out of city limits, but have Weatherford address. Pay Parker County taxes. Does the city approve the plots for subdivision out of the city limits? Just trying to figure out who we contact with water well concerns. So no, the city does not control outside the city limits. Now, if it's in our extraterritorial jurisdictions, and Melissa, I hope you're watching, there are some things that they do approve or look at. But if you're outside of that, no, we don't have any control over that.
Tammy, I think someone asked about that a couple months ago, and if you're referring to the same area off of Clear Lake, I'm pretty sure we found out a couple months ago that was county-owned road, correct?
Yeah. What about the pond and lot on Clear Lake at 20?
That's what I was referring to, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Gene, thank you for bringing that up. We are still accepting. So we launched a video a little over a week ago about our Strong Community Initiative. And so we got some feedback that there needs to be more inclusion to show our diversity. And so I did a call to action on last week's live broadcast for everyone to submit me photos that they think really symbolizes who we are in Weatherford. And so we're going to go back and edit and fix that video to be more representative of the community. So I'm really excited about it. And Nicole, I've probably got like 50 plus photos.
Yes.
So,
and I will say, we can leave that open to you guys can email myself or Blake at any time if you have photos. What we're really asking for is like community photos. So if you guys have those like out in the community using public streets or like the parks at Spark in the Park, at Holiday in the Park, Peach Festival, whatever it is, if you guys will send us those, we'd love to see those. We'd love to use them in any projects too.
reading comments here.
So Melissa replied back for
Thanks, Tim.
who they'd contact. Yeah.
Yeah. County commissioner or groundwater district if you're outside the city limits. Yep. And Tammy, you're welcome. We love it too. We like talking to everyone. And we have great viewership today. I was looking at the numbers. I think we were like 60 at one point. So I love that all of you are sharing this video and watching us. And, our style over here is just laid back and chill, honestly, between me and Nicole, because we just, that was our chief of police calling me. So I will take his call.
Yeah.
I hope everything's okay out there. Hope there's
what
not
he was saying is it's laid back. We're here to communicate with you guys. So we do both, in case you're wondering. We do internal and external. So we do the communication between departments. We manage branding, and we work with all of you guys to make sure that the public is well informed.
Yep. Oh, and another mention, on Friday, we will have Chief Arnold, Police, Chief Rust, Fire Department, the Mayor Paul Pascal, Councilman Kevin Cleveland,
yes,
myself,
yes.
Nicole, you're going to be gone Friday, right?
I will be gone, yes.
Okay. So we are going to, right now, Battle of the Badges is taking place, and that's sponsored through the Rotary Club.
Starts tomorrow, yes. Sponsored through the Rotary Club.
Yep. And so we will be out there Friday at Sheps. We will be there at noon, I believe is a time frame that we're all scheduled to be there. We're going to go Facebook Live, and the mayor, Councilman Cleveland, myself, and the chiefs are going to give blood, and I want Sheps to be packed. I really do. I want people to show up, not necessarily to dine or anything, but to go and give blood. I'm sure Sheps would love if you would dine, but just go and give blood. I think it's right now is that time of year where the supply gets really, really low. Mm-hmm. So it's very important that we all give to help others. So
actually, referring back to our economic development thing, we have a primary trade area of 190,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, and if we're talking secondary, 360,000 people. I'm just, with the fact that blood supply already runs low for emergency situations during the summer, added with the emergencies that have happened recently, I think I'm going to challenge all 190,000 people that are in our primary trade area that live and work here. I'm going to challenge you to donate. If you go to our page, in our events tab, it's Battle of the Badges. I have it broken out by date and time and location, and we'll continue to update and post like, hey, we'll be here from here to here, this time to this time. There's locations everywhere. Yes, like Crystal said, blood banks are critical right now. So it's an official challenge from myself and Blake. I will be donating before I leave town. So since I leave Friday morning, I'll be donating Wednesday or Thursday. But it's an official challenge to donate. It doesn't take that much time. You guys just make sure that your iron is ready to go, that you've had enough fluid. Help donate, help save a life. Literally could take you anywhere from 2 minutes to 15 minutes to donate. Why not help save a life and give back? And it's a fun competition because after you donate, you can vote for fire or PD. And right now, we had, I think it was PD won the first year, fire won last year. So let's see who comes out on top this year.
Yep. And we have another comment from Jean talking about Mount Pleasant. So yes, so Jean, we are planning actually right now to do a live broadcast, probably not like on our live days, but just to do a separate live because we could spend a long time just covering Mount Pleasant. So we're going to plan a time. We've already are in conversation with the Parks Department who manages Mount Pleasant. And so we are going to do a live broadcast from there, and they're going to help us get someone to come and talk about Mount Pleasant. And I've actually had a gentleman email me that was a student at Mount Pleasant. So to be continued on that. We're working on it. Of course, with all things, it takes a little bit of time with the planning. So that will be coming up soon. But thank you for mentioning that because I think it's going to be an exciting thing to show people. I think a lot of people are not aware that we have Mount Pleasant. And we're going to talk about that soon. So I'm very, very excited. All right. Any other questions, comments, screams of outrage? I hope not.
But thank you guys for all joining us.
Yeah, thank y'all. It was fun.
Next week we will have government and departments. So if you used to watch, we used to have an hour-long show, and we've shortened it. Today's a little bit longer, but that's just because we've had a lot of really good engagement. We've shortened it. So one week we cover economic development. The next week we cover And we always try to line up. So the weeks that we cover government and departments always tries to be the same week that we have city council meetings. So that way we can remind you guys that, hey, it's city council. You're free to come to city council, but we also update you on what's going on within the city itself.
Yep. And you're welcome, Gene. All right. Y'all have a great day. You too, Gene. We'll see y'all later.